Welcome to Special Education with Hamid Naqvi. MCQs for Mental Retardation पार्ट 4 के साथ हाजिर हैं। आइए शुरू करते हैं। Question number 1. From a historical perspective, which of the following was most important in the lives of students with intellectual disabilities? The civil rights movement, successful advocacy by parents and families, passing of educational legislation, or all the answers are correct. Correct is successful advocacy by parents and families. Next question. Which of the following is required under the federal definition of intellectual disabilities? Sub-average intellectual functioning, deficits in adaptive behaviors, age of onset before 18 years of age. All the answers are correct. Answer is all the answers are correct. Next question. A component of identifying a student with an intellectual disability usually includes IQ. Which IQ scores are more frequently used as a cut-off? 60-65 or below, 80 or below, 70-75 or below, or 50-55 or below? Correct answer is 70-75 or below. Individuals with intellectual disabilities have been classified into 4 areas: mild, moderate, severe, and profound. According to the 1992 definition of mental retardation, individuals may also be classified as alpha, needing intermittent, limited, extensive, or pervasive supports; bravo, trainable or educable mentally retarded; Charlie, being of such need that the least restrictive environment may be a self-contained or separate classroom. None of the answers are correct. Mild, moderate, severe, or profound are the only classifications. Answer is needing intermittent, limited, extensive, or pervasive support. Next question is, which of the following prevalence statistics is the percentage of students with intellectual disabilities in the general population? 5% to 6%, 1.75%, 1%, or 2% to 6%. Correct answer is 1% only. Next question is, for some students with intellectual disabilities, the cause of disability is unknown. Which factors do not have a direct link to the cause of the disability, but may contribute to the child having an intellectual disability? Alpha, environmental factors; bravo, psychosocial factors; Charlie, genetic and chromosomal factors; or delta, all the answers are correct. Answer is psychosocial factors. Next question. There are multiple characteristics regarding students with intellectual disabilities, one of which is memory characteristics. Which of the following memories holds information for long enough to complete a task? Working memory, short-term memory, retrieval memory, or none of the answers are correct? Answer is working memory. Next question is, which of the following characteristics of individuals with disabilities, intellectual disabilities, refer to the difficulty of applying what is learned in one setting to another setting. Social and personal characteristics, adoptable behavior characteristics, memory characteristics, or transfer and generalization characteristics. Correct answer is transfer and generalization characteristics. Next question is, once a student has been identified as having an intellectual disability, what other information is more important to know? The student's IQ score, the types of sports the student needs, the adaptive skill deficits of the student. All the answers are correct. The answer is the types of sports the student needs. Next question. Which test is widely used to determine how well a student is doing academically compared to his or her same age or grade peers? Wineline Adaptive Behavior Scale 2, Scales of Independent Behavior Revised, Wechsler's Individual Achievement Test 2, Stanford Binet Intelligence Test. Answer is Wechsler Individual Achievement Test 2. Next is, which of the following terms below refers to the practical everyday problem solving arithmetics skills the student needs to acquire for both now and the future? Independent life skills. Correction here. Which of the following terms below refers to the practical everyday problem solving? This is arithmetic and skills. It is not skills. Skills a student needs to acquire for both now and the future. Independent life skills, self-determination, functional academics, or D, self-advocacy. Correct answer is functional academics. Which of the following terms refers to the skills, knowledge, and beliefs that enable a person to engage in goal-directed autonomous behavior? Independent life skills, self-determination, functional academics, or self-advocacy? Correct answer is self-determination. Next question. Once an individual is independently self-determined, which of the following terms refers to the individual's being able to promote his or her own interest and supports those interests? Independent life skills, self-dependence, community-based instruction, or self-advocacy? Correct answer is self-advocacy. Next question is, when using direct instruction to teach students with individual disabilities, what is the correct order of level of difficulty that should be considered in teaching as teaching a skill? Again, correction, this is not skill, this is teaching a skill to students. Recall, recognition, rehearsal. Recognition, recall, reconstruction. Recall, recognition, reconstruction. Recognition, reconstruction, and recall. Answer is recognition, recall, and reconstruction. Which term refers to extra cues designed to increase the chances of students providing the correct answer to a question? Brainstorming, prompt, suggestions, or none of the answers are correct? Answer is prompt. Next question. Which setting has been found to be the best restrictive environment for teaching most students with intellectual disabilities? The general education classroom, source classroom for part of the day, a self-contained classroom, or a special school? Answer is the general education classroom. Next question is, which instructional grouping arrangement is frequently provided for students with intellectual disabilities? Cooperative grouping, peer tutoring, one-to-one instruction, or whole class instruction? The answer is one-to-one instruction. Next question is, in what ways can technology assist in the teaching and learning of students with intellectual disabilities? By removing barriers, by adopting the curriculum, by providing the independent drills and practice, or all the answers are correct? Answer is all the answers are correct. Next question is, what is the leading known cause of developmental disabilities in Western civilizations today? The answer is the choice is Down syndrome, prenatal exposure to alcohol, prenatal exposure to illicit drugs, folic acid deficiency, or prematurity. Answer is prenatal exposure to alcohol. Next question is, what percentage of persons with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder attain independence in living and in employment? 10%, 18%, 5%, 53%, or 67%? Correct answer is 10%. Next question is, Mariam has a mental age of 5 and a chronological age of 10. According to Stern, her IQ intelligence quotient would be 50, 100, 120, or 150. Answer is 150. Why is Stern's traditional concept of IQ, which incorporates mental age and chronological age, no longer used? It has little reliability. It is not very useful for assessing the intelligence of adults. It is not very useful assessing the intelligence of children. It is too controversial. Answer is, it is not very useful assessing the intelligence of adults. Next question is, to study intelligence, psychologists have relied primarily on two approaches, the dash approach and the dash approach. Psychometric cognitive processes, psychodynamic cognitive processes, psychometric problem solving, or problem solving hierarchical. Answer is psychometric and cognitive processes. Next question is, the G factor can best be described as the core of intelligence, an unusual intellectual ability, the level of intellectual giftedness one possesses, or an intellectual ability that does not vary among individuals. Answer is the core of intelligence. For nearly 20 years, Melissa has been solving crossword puzzles in the Sunday newspaper. Our ability to solve crossword puzzles depends primarily on dash intelligence: practical, crystallized, creative, or fluid. Correct answer is crystallized. Next question, your ability to reason abstractly and think logically so that you can solve new problems depends largely only on our dash intelligence: practical, adaptive, crystallized, or fluid. Answer is fluid. The three main components of Steinberg's triarchic theory of intelligence include analytical components, meta component, and knowledge acquisition component. B. Meta components, performance components, and knowledge acquisition component. C. Practical components, performance components, and knowledge acquisition components. Or meta components, method components, and micro components. Answer is meta components, performance components, and knowledge acquisition components. Next is, Ali is very good at coping with everyday demands and is able to deal with others effectively. Ali would most likely be classified as high in practical intelligence, creative intelligence, general intelligence, or analytical intelligence. Answer is practical intelligence. Ali recently took a test that was designed to measure how much he has learned thus far in school. Which kind of test did Ali most likely take? An achievement test, a knowledge acquisition test, an intelligence test, or an aptitude test? Answer is an achievement test. That's all. Stay blessed. Wish you all the best.